Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Assassin. We left when it was nighttime. We
Hmm.
were down by the docks. We're looking for a spot to see where you could observe this guy from.
But you know what? I've decided that the best place to observe is from right next to him in case he needs a little help drowning.
Oh, you mean
Some,
from where you're
some
standing right
people,
now?
some people just aren't good at drowning. So I would like to. What I'm going to look for then is a sack. Are there any sacks about that I could just kind of swipe anywhere near the docks or anything here, or do I need to go acquire one?
No, you'll need to acquire one in the morning. There's no empty bags just lying about.
All right. In that case, I'm going to take my cloak and I am going to fill it with rocks. Let's say about, I'm just thinking as a swimmer, just swimming in plate mail would be bad enough. But add on some additional weight and it becomes, I don't even know if this is redundant given the guys plate mail. But just in case, I'll use my cloak as a sack. Put a good amount of rocks, but tie it that tightly so that my cloak sack doesn't just accidentally pull open here. I want to make it fairly secure.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, I've got these gloves of swimming, and I can always let go of this. But I'm going to have my tattered rope tied a good length of it leading off from the end of my new cloak sack here. And I'm still doing this at night. And I'm going to use, because these rocks would pull me down even with my gloves, I'm holding on to the structure underneath the dock.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sinking myself, and I'm going to find a good spot where, like, say there's a little beam that goes up, or like one of those angled joints where I can, using a slip knot, tie my sack so it's hanging ready should I need it.
Excuse me. Mm-hmm.
And at the end of that rope, so the rope is going up halfway off this lead line here. It's tied in a slip knot around one of these little joints so I can quickly pull it, and the end of it is made into a tightenable noose. One that, I mean, I'm assuming I fit as a rogue.
Yeah, that's a reasonable thing to do.
Knots.
My one question for you is, are you not concerned that if you attach rocks to him and he sinks to the bottom and someone does eventually recover his body, that they'll see he is attached to rocks?
Last I heard, this was like pretty bottomless.
It's a very deep canal. Yes, it's quite deep. It would be very difficult for someone to recover the body.
Yeah, I'm debating about that, whether it's, I mean, somebody else is going to have freaking gloves of swimming. So
right, or they might need like a water breathing spell or something.
That's true. This is freaking D&D.
It is D&D.
Yeah, that might be a little obvious. I just might have to kind of help him drown manually.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been nice to slip that around his foot and drop into the depths if he did manage to grab onto one of the boats. Or get 10 silver fine for tying up his boat.
Hey, the god of law and order is also the god of parking tickets. And they ain't a new thing. They've been around for a long time.
Alright, so I'm just going to stake out what looks like a good place here. I'm kind of examining everything, getting used to the underside of these docks, places to hang on, And, just scoping, I'm thinking having a place sort of under where the stairs are, where I'm close by. And since all of these are private docks, just to make sure I'm not thinking anything too outrageous, and I'm examining this potential path to see if there's any problems, what I want to see is, if I was here, it seems like I could swim under the dock, just be briefly exposed here. Let's swim underwater, because this water would be fairly dark and hard to see through, I would imagine. Go underwater from there, keep going under this dock.
Hold on, I'm losing you on the map. Let me know. Okay.
Okay. So swimming from the stairs here, I would be exposed here, but I could always go underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Then swim under this dock. Over to there, yeah. And this area up here seems like it is a little bit lower. It seems like it goes down in elevation.
The sidewalk stays level with everything.
Oh, okay. It looked like there was a bit of shadow, so...
Yeah, I think it's a little misleading, but the sidewalk is level the way across. A little bit further to the side, and you actually have a little bit of beachy territory. That would be the easiest to climb up on.
All right. Well, I'm not worried about climbing. I mean, I've got frickin' gloves that have that,
right,
that magically do that. But I'm thinking about this whole area seems like it's not as noticeable. It's somewhat protected from view.
Yeah.
Actually, even this frickin' area right here is a real alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what I'm gonna do then, just to finish my preparations, is I'll go back up to my room. I'll get all my clothes there would be dry. I'll get out of these wet things and into a dry martini. And I'll get some clothes that I'll stash down here. It seems like, am I correct in thinking there's really no way anyone's going to see these rocks, clothes that are hidden in these rocks, unless they go searching for them?
Okay.
Is that accurate? I mean, I'm looking around for windows that overlook it. I'm, making sure there's not a...
Let's take a look at first floor here. There's a window right here that overlooks this spot.
But someone would have to be leaning out that window. And
someone would have to be at that window, specifically looking down in that direction to see it.
And given that there's just the only view out that window is a wall, I'm guessing it's there. The window is there for a little bit of light, but nobody actually goes, I'd really like to check out the wall of the adjoining building.
That seems reasonable. And on the second story, there are no windows overlooking it whatsoever. Well, I guess this is sort of overlooking it, but still, that's the same sort of thing.
Yeah. So it seems like people would typically be staring out those.
Yeah.
And the dock workers were over here?
Yes, the dock workers were... This is their large bunkhouse.
All right. So I'm going to stash some clothes. They'll stay nice and dry. Are there tides in this canal, or is it...
Yes, there are tides that will fluctuate the same height as everyone else.
I account for the tides and stash the clothes above the high tide line.
All right.
So that there's no, they got washed away, or now they're all wet.
Sure. You stash your clothes there. You've weakened the dock over here. Sounds like it's time to go to bed.
I am going to go up to bed. So this is, what time is it by now?
I mean, you don't have a watch. It's late. There's, you can't really count hour by hour. That's a modern thing. Not since trains have we really had good record keeping of time.
All right. So what I shall do. Are you gonna make me if I try to stay awake all night till lunchtime tomorrow? Are you gonna have me have minuses and anything?
No. Anyone can go a full night without sleep and still be functional the next day. At least any fictional D&D character. That.
Yeah, I mean, not me in real life, but
I'm sure you could if you really needed to, if it was important.
all right. So I'm gonna go back up to my room while it's still night. I will apologize to Sophie. I did not get you a fish. I promise it will be a magnificent fish for you tomorrow, but not just yet.
Sophie just sits with her back to you on a table, looking somewhere else, anywhere else, but... Oh, are you even in the room? I'm not aware of it because I'm admiring the wall over here so much.
So I just want to let you know I'm aware of how unacceptable the situation is. I am going to be repairing it tomorrow. So there's no need to spell it out for me, say on my pillow or in my shoe in a particularly feline way. I'm aware of it. Be a wonderful fish for you tomorrow. And if there's no little reminders left for me, fish perhaps. I'm going to take my dark assassin clothes, put those on, and I guess this is going to suck. Anywhere under these docks, was there a place where there was a pylon or something? You know what? Maybe right here it looks like there's a little bit of rock. It looks like that's a place I could sit and not be sitting in the fucking water all night.
Yeah, if you're going to stay out here all night long. Are you going to stay out here all night long?
Yes. So what I'm thinking is...
All right, you can pull yourself up on that rock and hold yourself there. It's going to be really uncomfortable. And you might get some cramps in your legs, but it's doable.
Okay, are there any places under the docks where there are rocks where I could sit more hidden in a little...
Yeah, give me an athletics or an acrobatics check to see if you can find a nice hidden spot that you can actually hold yourself in. Oh, beautiful. All right.
Why? I can just put myself up in the ceiling, suspending myself between two beams with my two legs and arms. There.
And you can just stay there for all day long. Excellent. Okay, so you wait here. And you wait.
And I go over to pass the time. Since that is the guard building there, right?
Yes.
All right. So to pass the time, since I tried studying the guards before, I'm listening to the voices.
Well, it's nighttime, so they're asleep.
Yeah, but once it's morning and they're getting up, I mean, people.
Well, before we get to morning, we have a kink in the plan. Something that was unaccounted for, and almost impossible to account for. Change in the weather. And while you're waiting for the sun to come up, there comes a light pattering of rain. It's a little heavier and a little heavier until it's a full-fledged downpour. And that's when the lightning starts going off. And you find that somewhere in the night, the clouds sort of came overhead and the moon went away and the rain came out, and now there's a storm.
If only I was a wood elf, I could hide behind rain. Apparently that's something they can do. But
can they hide in obscured vision?
They can hide in natural obscurement, including, they specifically say, rain. I guess they like run from behind one drop to the other, one raindrop.
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing I like about Elven Rogues, that ability. So anyway, I guess it's going to be kind of miserable. Nobody ever said assassinating paragons of virtue on the docks was going to be easy. But I'll
So are
take
you-
my ups. Sitting there underneath the dock, waiting. Once they do wake up, to try to distract myself from my misery, I try to match the different voices that I hear to different, testing myself on my memory of the different guards, their mannerisms. I try to remember like the different sort of little catchphrases or things. Dollars get you donuts or whatever kind of stuff. They see if I've got them right.
Yeah, that's Maggie's catchphrase. She's one of the guards there, and that's what she says. Don't forget to count your donuts. It's an important phrase in her lexicon. One that really boils down to you should always count your blessings, but it's a little bit more fun and jazzy when you say, don't forget to count your donuts. A little bit more approachable and accessible for a modern person,
All right, so I'm doing that because who knows if I'll end up having to work on this map again. And it'd be good to have guard catchphrases down. And I'm listening to the voices in case I need to use their voices, especially.
So you're holding yourself underneath the docks, hoping the storm will pass. When you hear one of the guards on the inside say, "You won't believe the craziest thing that I heard over at the Mermaid's Kiss last night. There was some guy over there who was claiming that dragons aren't real. This guy was talking like they're a made-up thing, and people were bringing him all sorts of evidence. They were talking about the dragons in Mystria, the dragons over near Stromheim, the dragons over by Redport. Guy wouldn't believe in a single one of them. An eyewitness even showed up, and he denounced it to their face. And the other guards are all like, wow. God, usually sailors are a superstitious lot, believing in more things than there really are. I've never heard of a conspiracy theorist sailor who thinks that there's less things than there really are. It sounds... Oh, it just gets crazier and crazier every day. Yep. The storm continues.
Like I said, people remember the wacky thing. You know what I realized? You know why I never noticed that freaking painting? And this is, again, going to be part of my strategy for hiding things. I realized the reason I never noticed that painting that I walked by every day was because 12 inches below it was a fishbowl. And the fish always seemed to be on the verge of being dead. And so all my attention was drawn away from the painting to the fish. Like, is the fish dead? It's kind of floating on its side. Oh, no, fin moved. Okay. And that interesting thing, completely of a fish literally like that size, kept me from noticing a painting 3 fucking feet wide. That's going to be important for this campaign, I think.
Yeah. Half the day goes by and you're still under the stock. You've been under here all night, half the night and half the day now. I need you to give me another acrobatics check to see if you can keep holding throughout the rest of the day. Ooh, that's pretty borderline. I should have come up with the DC before you rolled that.
That's true.
Is there any way that you could have advantage on that check?
I've had all the freaking time in the world to go, God, this is kind of uncomfortable. Maybe I could find a little bit better place. You know what? This is a little bit better. I mean,
Yeah, but at the same time, you've been using those same muscles all night long, so I feel like those two probably cancel each other out. We'll leave it. We'll say DC 10's fine. You
Okay.
managed to continue holding yourself for the rest of the day. And it takes the rest of the day. The storm doesn't let up. Luckily, you're right underneath the dock, so you can kind of
Oh
turn
God!
up
Is he
and like
not gonna
lick the
have
dock
lunch
water.
outside?
No, he's not having lunch outside today, not in the middle of a rainstorm. But you're able to drink water by licking the docks and all the water that kind of seeps down through the cracks. You're able to pick up, so you might be hungry, but at least you're not thirsty. And the day passes with you underneath the docks, waiting for someone who has yet to come.
Once lunch passes and I realize he's not gonna sit out here, then it's time to go over here, change into my dry clothes. I'm not gonna stay down here getting cramps all day. The whole point is lunchtime. And change into my dry clothes down here. Carefully climb up the rocks.
What do you do with your wet clothes?
I'm gonna put them in a bundle.
Mm-hmm.
Tie the bundle up with my cloak. Toss it over my shoulder.
Sure.
And I'll go back up to my room.
Sure. You head back up to your room and wait out the rest of the day?
Actually, no.
No?
I forgot something important. I go down to the docks.
Down to the docks?
Over here, the other docks, ones where the kids are.
Oh, you gotta go get a fish, huh?
I gotta get 2 fish. I look for the best fish.
I mean, it's raining. The kids aren't fishing.
Oh, God. Well, yeah, but doesn't that mean the fish bite more or something? I
am not a fisherman. I do not know these things. Do they bite more in the rain?
I don't know. I think that, there's always some superstition regarding fish. I'm sure. I don't know why the rain would mean they bite more. I can't imagine it would mean they bite less. Like, oh, I don't know. It's pretty wet out there with the rain. Not sure I want to go. If they think the little raindrops on the water are bugs hitting the water, I don't know.
I don't know.
Ah, man. So,
yep.
Anybody out selling fish at all?
Sure. You can go to like a regular market and buy fish there. That's fine.
All right. I get 2 good fish.
Excellent. You get 2 good fish. Bring them back to Sophie, who's maybe like mildly interested in the fish eventually, but is still alone in the room. There's still just her and these fish, and there's no one else here. Just me and my fish, which I guess are kind of fine. Sure.
Okay. I will. Is there a fireplace in this private room that I'm paying a golden night for?
Take a look. No, there is a fireplace in the common room, though.
I'll actually ask the innkeeper, is there, those rooms with the view, the 3 gold pieces that I'm gonna, make a show of shivering. Those have their own fireplaces?
I'm sorry, sir, no. There's construction of this place is quite difficult since we're underground. There's only room for the one chimney because of the structures above. Only fireplace is out in the common room. And one in the kitchen.
Alright. So I will, it's completely, obviously it's raining, so I can go and at least try out the normal clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to lay out my assassin outfit to be tried out.
Murder outfit. Black robes with a little bit of dirt on them, so it looks kind of dirty already and hides the blood stains a little bit easier. Pull up the secret weapon, make sure it's oiled and clean, and
black boxers with a bunch of skulls all over them.
Right. The Chris can come out and set over here, and the this and the that. Yeah.
Man plans God's laugh. Well, I'm going to, I guess, get some sleep. And when I come back after laying clothes to dry, is Sophie had any of the fish?
Yes, she's eaten the fish.
All right.
Oh, look, you're back, huh? How interesting.
All right, I'll tie something to a string and dangle it.
Yeah, she'll play with it.
Yeah, try to entertain Sophie for a little while before I go to sleep.
Right. You go to sleep and wake up the next day to a
Well,
continued storm.
oh dear Lord.
Mm-hmm. Second day, and it's still out there raining. Pouring, really. Lightning, thunder, howling winds.
Maybe I'll be lucky and he just gets hit by lightning. And then I get credit.
All this planning, all this plotting, and he just gets like hit by lightning and dies.
And then I take credit for it.
Yeah. If only. If only. Alright. So what do you do that second day while it's raining? Anything?
Very frustrating. I will take a trip down to the Mermaid's Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
I will have to make sure that my dock crap has not accidentally been set off.
No, it seems fine. You walk past and you're able to glimpse down that narrow little alleyway there. Maybe you can't. Definitely can't see through that narrow little alleyway.
Yeah, I'll have to get onto the dock workers' dock, I guess.
Yeah. You can get to a dock and take a look and see that it's still intact.
All right. I guess I will have to go. You know what? I might as well use this time productively. I'll go out in the rain. I'll bring my mug of beer. And I'm looking for this shack that I've been hearing about. The Reginald lives in. 15 by 15 shack, I was told.
Yeah. So, well, each square is at 5 feet. What 15 by 15 shack do you think he might be in?
Are any kids out in the rain regardless? I mean, I know as a kid I loved to go out in the rain.
No, not so much. You know, their houses are leaky enough as it is, and getting dry is problematic enough that playing out in the rain is more of an inconvenience for these kids than a pleasantry. Also, you probably loved playing in the rain because it only rains like 10 days out of the year in Santa Barbara. It's a novelty whenever it happens.
Yeah, well, I grew up in Southern California, Orange County, so that's the same difference.
So, yeah, same. Yeah.
I am not seeing so far any 15 by 15 shacks.
Give me a perception check.
Well, I was looking down the other way. I'm seeing maybe I was looking at the wrong side of the map. I saw one way on the other side of the map here, but sure, perception.
Yeah. There is one building on the dock that matches that description. It is this building right here.
That's the one I finally saw, yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't finished scrolling all the way to the side to see if
I see.
Alrighty. Lights on in there?
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's a little candle going. You can peer in through a window. And...
Well, if there's a candle inside, I'm not going to peer in through a window because then I become obvious.
Well, I mean, I don't mean like this, but if the candle's inside, it's dark outside, that makes it a one-way reflection. So if you're here and he's there, you know, and it's light inside and there's a glass window, you can see it and he can't see out. The reflection glass. So you can see in and see him sitting at a table. He's got a cup of something, and a little table before him, and he's jotting down notes and writing and staring off into space and then writing something down.
depending on this weather, I might just. I had an alternate plan. I didn't want to have to do this with somebody in plate armor who's probably tougher than I am. Alrighty. So I am going to go to my room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to up there. First, I'm going to start writing out some journal pages. And I'm writing some journal entries, planning them out, dating them. A couple of entries going back. Say a month and a half.
Okay.
And I'm going to get information for this. I guess I'll sit. This seems like it's a wealthy-ish inn. I'm going to sit and listen for names. I'm particularly listening for names of what?
Well, I'm going to save you a little bit of time here because the storm only lasts for 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, it does abate on the 3rd and calm down.
All right. Well, as a backup plan, I'm going to create this journal. I'm actually going to, you know what? I think probably the Mermaid's Kiss. I want to, and I don't think it'd be that hard to start a conversation about, you know, who's the prettiest woman down here on the docks.
Right.
And
Easy.
So I'll get that name, and that's going to be going into the journal entry I'm creating. And I am going to, I guess, during the storm, till it finally abates, go about getting empty bottles that, you know, holding liquor. If I have to buy a bottle of wine or something stronger, then I'll do that a couple times.
Sure. Easy peasy.
And I will wrap each of those in some cloth or, you know, articles of clothing so that they don't bing together and make noise in my pack. So that'll be my backup if I have.
Well, it is the 4th day total that you've been here. The sun is out. The rain has stopped. The docks are
must be dry by now.
Yeah, the docks are picking back up. Seagulls are about. Small repairs are being done on things that got damaged.
I want to get down to the docks. Well, most people seem to start like waking up and making breakfast even before it's fully sunrise.
Right.
So that they can go out and start working at sunrise. While it's still dark or not fully bright, I want to get down and position myself at the docks in my assassin clothes with the stash of dry clothes over there. And I'll just have my empty backpack all over there as well.
Okay.
For putting clothes in so that I'm not carrying around an bundle of them. But,
okay. Done.
So I'm waiting under the docks.
Waiting under the docks. Waiting
for lunchtime to come.
Under the docks. Give me a stealth check to see how well you could slip down there in the morning unnoticed. Oh, wonderful. High rolls when it counts. So you easily find a way down there quietly in the pre-morning dawn or the early morning light and get yourself wedged into that uncomfortable spot again, waiting and waiting. And sure enough, lunchtime rolls around and Reginald Silver comes by the, what do we call that place? The Morning Glory Inn. That's its name. Claire. That's why I can't find him. You hear him inside talking with the innkeeper over there, or not the innkeeper, the tea shop maker, the tea shop person, ordering a new drink and talking about the storm last night and how it's the rain is always cleansing. It sweeps away all the dirt and cleans up the streets. It really makes the place shining. Sometimes I feel like I'm the rain coming down here on the docks, cleaning up the dirt and making it clean and glistening for everyone. The tea shop owner says, "Oh, that you are, Lord Silver, that you are, making it a better place. Of course, of course." And he comes out here, goes to step on the docks, and goes to...
I'm prepped now, fully. My prepped action is, if this trap goes off, if he falls in, I'm ready to, kind of push underwater, grab his feet,
Right.
or like try to pull his arms off if he manages to grab a float.
Pull his arms off. Just rip his arms right out of the sockets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or pry his fingers off the float.
Right. And he goes to walk down the staircase when there is a creaking sound and some boards begin to snap. And the boards fall. He tumbles backwards and kind of stays on the staircase as the section before him cracks and falls into the water. He scrambles backwards up the wooden platform.
He made his deck save.
Yeah, he makes his deck save and scrambles back onto this section of dock.
Can I help him?
Mercy me!
Can I grab him?
No, he's on top of the dock, and that little staircase there brings him a few feet above the lower dock. So he scrambles backwards as the area doesn't fall and break beneath him. And he says, "Mercy me by the light of a stair! Oh, the damage from that storm must have been worse than I thought." And he goes over to talk to the tea shop owner about the damage to the docks. So I guess
I bug out.
Yeah, we're gonna have to end here
Backup plan.
for this week because we're out of time. We will come back next week and try and come up with a backup plan because
backup plan is ready.
Well, we only have 1 minute to enact it.
So can't do it in 1 minute, but
can't do it in 1 minute.
Backup plan is ready.
We'll come back next week and we'll see what Plan B or maybe Plan C or D holds. Now that we've already established some things and figured out a little bit about our dearly beloved cleric, who's here just to make the world right and not,
and
give people ridiculous
10
fines.
silver out of people. Yeah. We use the time so efficiently. I can't imagine how.
Yeah.
I mean, every moment it was as if we had laid it all out ahead of time to maximize the efficiency.
It was some of the most meticulous planning I've seen. It really reminded me of Ocean's 11 and just
tight.
So detailed and yeah. Well, that's it for today, everybody. Rob, do you have anything that you would like to say before we call it a day, before we head out?
Just a last shout out to our sponsor, M80, the other way to fish.
No, don't do explosive fishing. It's bad. Dynamite fishing is not good for your fish or for the other fish.
So Neal was fine with blowing your fingers off, but dynamite fishing is where he draws the line.
I'm okay with people... If people want to undertake reckless actions that could adversely affect themselves, go for it. I might think you're stupid, I might not agree with it, but knock yourself out. But if you take reckless actions that affect other people, including, animals, I have problems with that. But if you want to do something stupid where only you could get hurt, it's a free country, man.
So you're fine with...
Don't twist my words. Don't strawman me here, Rob. You know what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, putting a metal hook ripping through the face of the fish, them pulling it out in its agony for slow suffocation. That's good. But a quick, boom, concussive death.
Well, you're clearly not representing the argument well, because if you use explosives to fish, you're not... First off, many of the fish won't come to the surface, they'll sink. So you're killing tons of fish and only harvesting a few. So it's very indiscriminate and wildly inefficient. That's the problem. If it was just a single fish in a fishbowl and you wanted to kill with an M80, that's fine. But it's the sort of like mass slaughter and damaging of large amounts of fish to only collect a few that's the problem. It's the inefficiency.
All right. So I guess that's where we'll leave out on is Neal had just endorsed dropping M80s into fish bowls. Have fun, kids.
Kids, don't use explosives, and if you do, use parental supervision. Don't lose a finger. It's dangerous.
Were you supervised with explosives as a kid, Neal? In Texas? I think we were.
My memories are pretty spotty, but they were... My
Did
friend
you have
was
fun with explosives?
I think so.
I'm guessing you weren't parentally supervised.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, probably not. Texas.
Fun is usually not parentally supervised.
Just be careful with your fireworks today, everybody. And for the rest of the world, don't worry about it. That's it for Assassin. I think D&D Beyond has a show coming up next, or maybe that starts next week. I'm not sure. Obo Crazy in chat will tell you all the details because she knows everything.
Everything?
She knows everything, Rob. Really. You should check her out.
Does she know who has the other half of this amulet?
We'll find out next week on Assassin. See you guys later. Bye-bye, everyone.